Hey everyone, it's Dr. Vicky Umi Falaji. Today we'll be talking about something, I call it the elephant in the room, the big elephant in the corner in the room that we seem not to be talking about, but we need to find a way to protect ourselves. And that is why I'm going to just talk a bit about it. What is the dark side of NDIS business? The dark side of the NDIS business. See, in a setting whereby you've got to provide the services first before you put in your invoice to be paid, and then sometimes you have to wait a long time to be paid if you're lucky, and sometimes you don't really get the money. That is something that is more common now, and it's a struggle for most NDIS business, for some NDIS businesses. In cases whereby you provide those services, you pay your staff, you pay all your bills, because there's always bills coming in as business owners. So you pay all your bills, you pay staff bills, you pay your tax bills, you pay your superannuation bills. You've got nothing left and you're still waiting to be paid for the services that you've already rendered. Not for one, not for two, not for three. For some, much more than 20, 30, 40 clients. If you don't have a backup, if you don't have any backing, it can ruin. It can ruin. Money going out, it's not coming in as fast as it's going out. That is something that some providers are actually struggling with. And it's much more than that. And when you are being seen, even though you are rendering services, but you're being seen as a villain, in quote. And you're doing your job, you're providing essential services, but you're not being appreciated. You pay staff, you pay money it's going out, whether you like it or not. So it's a matter of you sitting up, working out how to manage this better. To start with, before even providing services, you need to check that there's money in the participant's plan. And how do you check? If they're NDIA managed, make sure you have consent to speak to NDIS. Your participant had already signed. So you can call NDIS to double check. So you don't run into trouble of providing services and not getting paid. If they are plan managed, do the same. Safeguard your business. Don't just work and not get paid. I had a provider call me this morning, around 9:30 this morning. This provider was feeling dejected, has done everything possible to chase and get his money. He's been owed $57,000. And he still provides services for this particular participant. The participant's fund ran out. This provider didn't know. The participant came to him only a few months before the end of his plan. So he looked through the plan and he thought, okay, it should be all right. So he took this participant in and started providing services. The first invoice, he got paid. Second invoice, he got paid. Third invoice, up until today, no payment, absolutely not. is gone and do payment inquiry, is talk to NDIS workers severally, is on everything, but nothing is happening. And this provider kept saying, Vicky, what am I gonna do? I can't keep going on like this. I have staff that I've got to pay every fortnight, and I pay them. Because what will happen is if I don't pay them, Fair Work Australia will start knocking on my door because they're going to report me. So what do I do? So I had to sit down with him and talk to him and you know, help him through and give him a few suggestions here and there as to what he can do to get out of the problem. They've been waiting for the client's change of circumstances that was put through since mid-December. We're in May. Mid-December, they're still waiting. Nothing is happening. They call NDIS almost every other day. Nothing has happened. Nothing is happening. They have all the evidences submitted to NDIS. They are still waiting. And you won't believe this. This is happening much more than you can ever imagine. And the impact of this, of not getting paid in time, is so huge on NDIS providers that you can ever imagine. So something needs to be done. But from your side, what can you do? How can you look after yourself? How can you make sure you don't find yourself in a situation like this? If you're getting a new client, check and trouble check and triple check again and again to be sure you have the right and correct information before you even take the client in. Because if you provide the services and you don't get paid, clients have already gotten the services, so they have no incentive to help chase chase for you to get paid. So it's you. And remember, you've got staff that you pay. You've got overhead that you've got to pay. So be very careful. Don't be so eager. Don't be so eager and anxious and just wanting to have clients without checking to be sure that if you take this client on, you'll be able to, you will be okay, that you'll be able to get your money. It's not an easy thing to now start chasing for your money. I've been in that situation and I can tell you, it's not a place you want to be. So be very careful.